Her shoulders were bobbing in her sobs because audible. Both Yael and I stood to see if she was all right. Then the teacher, Ms. O'Neill, who after calling roll pretty much ignored the class, now decided to say something, and that something came out all wrong, sarcastic and disrespectful, as if we were good eats girls. Stop it. Leave her alone. I told them not to put me over a teen baby mama drama. I was shocked, ma'am. Neither of us are pregnant by the same guy. She got a text message and broke down. And what? She looked at her attendance book. Business is that of yours? I'm Valerie, she is Yael. And it's my business because she is upset and pregnant. No. She is 16 and pregnant, and if she thinks she's lonely now, wait until the baby comes. Bobby Womack, 1981. You must have a lonely life yourself, because I don't see any other excuse for being the bitch that you are. Yael had helped Isley control herself, and I told them both to let's get some air. Ms. O'Neill didn't try to stop us and was too busy talking shit about a bunch of fast-ass little girls, and we were too busy to stop this chick named Remy, who was no more than 4 months pregnant, punched that bitch and her teeth out. Isley forgot about crying and began beat that bourgeois bitch down for me. And I will repay the ass whipping after I drop this load. Yael ran to get help as Isley and I decided enough was enough. Remy was pregnant, and Ms. O'Neill didn't give two fucks. By the time the security guard and principal got there, Remy and Ms. O'Neill had been pulled apart as Mr. Bruster, the principal, ordered Ms. O'Neill into his office. She was mad as hell as the nurse checked on Remy, who was still ready to go toe-to-toe the security guard. Larry looked at Ms. O'Neill and said, "Damn shorty. I knew one day yo stuck-up ass was gonna catch a beat down picking on these girls." She began throwing shit from her desk into a big cardboard box, making me think this is routine for this crazy chick. Larry tried to hurry it along, instructing Yael to please finish packing Ms. O'Neill's belongings, and he would have someone take them to the office. Ms. O'Neill refusing to budge, so he picked her up. She yelled at Yael, "Don't look, touch my shit." And Yael kept on packing the belonging. Ms. O'Neill, still in Larry's grasp, managed to raise her foot, upon which were wedges, and kicked Yael in the back, sending her crashing over the desk, landing on the floor on her left side. Every girl in that class erupted, half of them helping Isley and me rush to Yael's aid, the other half beating the dog shit out of Ms. O'Neill. And I noticed Larry back away and let them whip that ass good before he stopped them. Isley had alerted EMS, and I looked through her phone contacts, calling her parents first. Then Tristan from Yael's phone. Each time I dialed Tristan, it went straight to voicemail. So I called from my phone. On the first ring, "What up? Yo, who this is? This nigga here." Chapter 7. Is this fool serious? All I could hear were Valerie and Isley calling out my name, but I couldn't even answer. I woke up 2 hours later in the nursery ward of Village of Pella Medical Center. I felt the 4 in my arm and a boop boop sound. I felt my belly, and to my relief I was still pregnant. I heard my mom call out, "She is awake." And the room became full. Valerie and Isley, Courtney, Tessa, Dree. And to my surprise, Tristan came in with my dad. He had left Mama at the hospital while he checked on Lil Tris, who was with Courtney's mom. Since the girls already knew of each other, no introductions were needed. I wasn't, however, out of the danger zone and needed to be kept for 3 days, and would be on bed rest upon my release. All my girls kept dropping by. Val and Isley always brought my class assignments. Tristan called when Courtney was there one day. Earlier he said he couldn't make it, but when he heard us laughing in the background, he asked, "Why you need me? Sound like you got your cackling friends there." I was about to concede until he said, "Be there in 10. Wanna holla at Courtney about something," and hung up. True to his word, for once he was on time. He walked in and Courtney said, "It's gonna let you two spend time alone." She hugged me. As she turned to leave, Tristan grabbed her hand and said, "Can I holla at you?" Courtney was like, "Go ahead." He answered, "It's kind of." Then he stopped. I smiled inside. He was probably gonna ask her to help pick out my engagement ring. But that was until he asked Courtney, "Just wanna know what up, us kicking it?" Tears stung my eyes, and Courtney slapped that nigga so hard I bet Floyd Patterson would be proud. Realizing what had just happened, he backhand slapped her. I quickly called for the nurse. Tristan turned towards me with clenched fist, but Courtney pulled the nurse's cord from the wall and wrapped it around Tristan's neck and was pulling it as tight as she could. Luckily, the nurse came in and stopped the altercation. Tristan was soon gagging and catching his breath. But when the police took the report after hearing both sides, me being the only witness stuck between my man and my friend, the officer asked, "Miss, what happened? Who took the first strike?" Tristan had whispered to me that he couldn't afford another strike on his record, And since Courtney was but 17 years old, first offense, Courtney threw the first punch. I will never forget the hurt in Courtney's eyes, but needed Tristan to love me. And was gonna do all I can to someday have that. But I knew the only reason I confessed the truth, I only did it out of jealousy. I'm in the hospital pregnant with his second child at 16 years old. And he brazenly so much as disowned me to get to my friend. For the first time I regretted ever being pregnant. Chapter 8. What good is saying I do when you don't? It is 9:30 p. M and Sean Ass has yet to come home. He is not the same guy I thought he was. I mean, we live with my parents, but we live in the basement that my daddy had made into a mini apartment for us, so it was more or less as if they were our neighbor/landlord. And it wasn't costing us a damn thing. I myself had a nice little bank account due to my grandparents' will, so my parents were reluctant for me to add Sean to my checking/savings account, but I did it anyway. After all, he was not working much and I was accustomed to a certain way of doing things, so I was gonna save face as much as I could. I had people believing that the rings, clothes, and other things came from Sean. Truth is, the only thing I recall Sean ever getting me was pregnant. And now it seems he waits until he thinks I am asleep before he comes home because he claims all I do is argue. I had just taken a nice hot bath, then settling down I text Isley. She and I, along with Yael, have become close, and tomorrow after school we were gonna visit Yael, who was released to the hospital today. Me. Hey baby mama number 1. Isley, hey baby mama #2. What's up? Me, you are so ghetto fake. Uppity ass. Living in Sunnyside. LOL. Isley. Dumbass, what you want? Oh, Courtney got locked up today, out now. But we need to check baby mama #3. Heard she did some foul shit. Me, call me now. Isley. Maybe if you ask me nicely. What's the magic word? Me now, bitch. At the exact same time, Isley ignorant. Ass called. Chapter 9. Until you prove otherwise, you get the side eye. I called my new BFF Valerie wannabe grown ass and told her everything Tessa had told me, that Courtney had spent the night at the hospital with Yael, and was there when Tristan arrived. Courtney was gonna leave and let the two talk. She was just glad the accident was not fatal to use or her unborn baby. When that dog-ass bitch made punk Tristan asked Courtney out on a date in front of Yael, Courtney, though very beautiful and well-rounded good girl, but being the baby of 4 siblings, and she was the only girl. So she slapped the shit out of Tristan, who backhanded her. She fell and he then headed toward the bedridden Yael, and Courtney grabbed and yanked the nurse call cord and was choking Tristan. She saved Yael from possibly a beatdown, but when police got there, Yael is always on that Tammy Wynette shit, stand by your man. And let me say what I feel, and that is, Yael was a dangerous person, a smart dumb chick. But I got my side eye on. Courtney had been her girl forever, and she stunted on her like a New York City minute. What if Tessa and Dre got done dirty by her too? She has been tight with them just as long as Courtney has. And she has only been hanging with Valerie and I just a short while. She deserved to be watched, and it's funny, the way she just keeps playing herself. Like, did this bitch not brag about her love being like, what? Oh, this bitch.